Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another speed build. Today we're doing something a little bit different. It's something I've done on the channel before, but it's been a while and I've gotten some recent requests to do this same idea again, which is creating an apartment building in The Sims 4. So with City Living and with Eco Lifestyle, you can design apartments based on some pre-existing apartment buildings that are provided for you. But I wanted to create my own. It doesn't work like the apartments in the game. Basically, it's working like a household, but you can use the roommates feature to have other Sims living here or just, pretend there's other Sims living there. But I thought it would be really fun to create another apartment building so you can have a variety of different designs in this space. And it just allows you to have more unique shapes and different ones than you might have in the existing apartments in the game. So right now I am working on the shell, and that's primarily what this video is going to be. I do the outside of the build and I separate it off into 6 apartments. I don't have floor plans yet. I wanted to get your opinions on this because I wanted to do a bunch of these apartments on the channel. I think I might do a few of them where it's just the basics, like what you would be there if you moved in. So it's just like your built-in appliances and like the floor plan, and then some I might fully furnish. So if you have suggestions on what you would like to see, I'm going to be having a few videos coming out over the next week or so actually decorating this apartment building. So if you have like ideas for a family you had in mind or roommates or whatever you'd like to see, I'd love your suggestions because we're going to be decorating these together and I think it should be a lot of fun. I love how this building came out. I was kind of going for a more modern shape because I thought I could achieve that very well with just base game, because I wanted to make sure the shell of this apartment building was just using the base game. So that way anyone can download it and decorate it to their will. So if you'd like to grab this build, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. Like I said, there's currently no furniture inside, no floor plan. It's just split off into 6 different apartments. So there's just like 6 rooms inside right now. But if you'd like to download it and furnish it to your will, it is on the gallery right now under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can find that information in the description down below as well. You can find it under the hashtag #MissGryphi too. But anyway, the outside shape is coming together really well right now, adding a bunch of big modern windows. There's a few different balconies. There's one on the front of the build and one on the back. So every apartment has 2 balconies to it. And I went for a more contrasty, I guess, color scheme where we have mostly blacks and whites and this orange color. I don't know what it was about this, but as soon as I placed it down, I was like, yes, orange is going to be the accent color on this apartment building. And I thought it was so pretty. I just thought it was really fun. I don't know why, but it felt immediately correct. I don't know if you have had that happen before when you're working on a build, but it just felt like it was meant to be. So working on some landscaping now, and you'll see that I do move the lot that this is on and that I'm also building this sideways currently. This is where the best lighting was on this lot, but I will move it a couple of different times to make sure it makes the most sense. And I will hopefully write down what lot it ends up on in the ends because it's going to keep the same name while we're working on it because I saved it to my library and placed it down so it kept this lot name. So that's not actually the lot it ends up on in the ends, but I wanted to make sure we had space out back for like a pool and stuff. And lots of landscaping. I wanted this to feel incredibly manicured and purposeful because it's such a modern structure. I think it would feel a little bit weird if it either had 0 landscaping or it was more organic. So you'll see what we end up doing here. And I also added these little details, these little poles on the sides of the balconies. I just thought it added a nice bit of extra texture and, a little design element. And I just really enjoyed that. These are from the Show Live Edit Objects catalog. Like I said, only used base game in this build, so no worries on that. I'm probably going to use like all the packs on the actual apartment designs, but if you have suggestions on like maybe some combos of packs or careers or personalities you'd like to see, like I said, leave those in the comments down below. And I would love to also see if any of you decide to furnish this apartment on your own. Based on the shell that I upload to the gallery, please tag me on Twitter. I would love to see it. I'm MissGryphi over on Twitter and everywhere else for that matter. So it'd be really interesting. Actually, I might end up furnishing some of these apartments on Twitch this week. I think that could be really fun. If you're not already following me on Twitch, it's just MissGryphi over there, just like everywhere else. And I do stream 3 days a week there, and it's a lot of fun. So if you'd like to see some of these apartments being built in real time, you can feel free to join me at 6 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Anyway, this is the back of the lot. You can see I've moved it now, so we have much more space, and I wanted to include a pool out here. I don't end up keeping these fences because they just felt like they didn't really match the area. We are limited with base games, so I was trying my best. But I did end up switching them out for ones that came with Show Live Edit objects, which I think fit the area way, way better. The color works so much nicer. It ends up being like a grayish, reddish stone, which I think just grabbed from the colors I was using very nicely. We have the orange and the gray, so having something that pulls those tones was perfect. You'll see that here shortly, but we're just working on some more landscaping. I also end up having some like cars parked out front, which are also from Show Live Edit objects, and it takes a while to figure it all out, but it comes together slowly. And also, this is my second attempt. I was like, okay, I want to build a modern apartment building. What do I do? And I just kept not liking it. But I think this one is really fun because it does have an element of symmetry, but it's not entirely symmetrical. Like the middle portion has 2 different sections to it, which is something I enjoy because I've said this before on the channel, but I really don't like symmetry. But for some reason with apartment buildings, it feels like it's supposed to be that way. So it was nice to switch it up a little bit. Anyway, right here, I'm trying to figure out a sign for the front, but I kind of wanted to combine these two. And how I did that was I put this here and then I built a half wall so that it looks like the text on this more rectangular piece comes through on the half wall. So perhaps that's like the number of the name of this lot or something like that, but we have the actual logo for it being this yellow piece, which I thought was really, really cool. I was quite happy with that decision, and I did change it to blue. I thought that was a really good contrast against the orange of this lot, but here are some of the cars that I'm placing. I changed my mind about them a few times, switched the order, switched the cars. I don't know why. I was being very indecisive here, but I think it came out pretty cute in the end, and I really wish we had cars in The Sims 4, but I feel like I say that every time that I build something and I place these cars down. It just feels like such a wasted opportunity. I think it was because while I was placing this down, I was wishing I was using more than base games so I could place down some bikes because that feels so realistic for an apartment. But I didn't. Maybe some of the balconies can have bikes when I do furnish this. I think that could be a fun idea. But here is that fence that I had mentioned from Debug that is like the perfect color for this space. So we're just going to wrap that around and try and figure out the best way to fit it since it comes in like predetermined sizes. So I had to figure out the best spots to place it and keep some gaps open. And I think it worked out nicely. I ended up having like a little pathway off on the side to the other side of the lot. And we have a couple of these in the back as well. I think the pool area ends up looking so luxurious and all of the landscaping as well. I will be using some half walls to kind of half walls and fences to frame it out and make it look a little bit more intentional. I mostly use greenery like shrubs and bushes, but I also used these really light yellow flowers. I felt like that just added the tiny bit of color I wanted. It's very minimal, but it breaks up the green a little bit, which I quite enjoyed. So yeah, just framing out these garden beds now with this low-lying fence, and then I should be filling them in with all sorts of plants and of course, terrain paint as well. Adjusting some of the fences as well, trying to just do some finishing touches here since this is just the exterior of the build, but I wanted it to be perfect and ready to be downloaded if you want to furnish this for yourself. So I felt like I put a lot of time and effort into this one. Definitely let me know what you think of it. I think it came out so cool, and I'm excited for this little project while we wait for the next EP to work on this apartment building. I thought it was kind of a fun idea. Probably gonna do them pretty much all as like speed build format because I think I'm gonna work on them on Twitch first. But let me know if at some point you'd like to see another Let's Build on the channel, and if so, what should we build? I think that could be kind of fun and kind of give you a taste of what it's like to see the Twitch streams where everything is in real time. Anyway, just getting some more flower beds back here. I don't show decorating them because it's very repetitive with the front. All of a sudden they will be done. There they are, they're done. But we're adding some trash cans over on the side and a bunch of mailboxes as well. I wanted this to look realistic. Obviously you don't need this many mailboxes because your Sims are only going to need one, and only one Sim or like one family can actually live here. You can use the roommate system to have other Sims here, or you could just have a bunch of Sims in one household and pretend certain ones live in certain apartments and lock the doors. There are options there, and I believe in the new EP, Growing Together, family can come visit. I'm not really sure how that works. They haven't really showed it off yet, but it's been in the trailers, so maybe you could do something with that here as well. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, I'm just adding some lighting out here. We have lots of loungers by the pool, a couple of these tables as well. I think it looks really nice for just base game. I'm pretty proud of this build. So I really hope you enjoyed it as well. If you did and you'd like to download it, like I said, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. My EA ID is Gryphi. And if you like this video, make sure you give this a big thumbs up. It lets me know that you enjoyed it and you'd like to see more. Subscribe to stay tuned for the upcoming apartments that are going to be decorated in future videos, and click that bell to be notified when those go live. And of course, comment down below which designs you'd like to see for this, what families you think would be fun to see in this space, and hopefully I can incorporate some of those ideas in these apartments. Thank you so very much for watching. Enjoy the screenshots, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.